And we actually partner with all of the leading publishers in higher education, such as McGraw-Hill, who's here today. Pearson, you mentioned Pearson. We actually make over 90% of the textbook titles that are available in print, available electronically, so you can access on your iPad, your iPhone, any mobile device that has a browser. And my question for you is, you mentioned, wouldn't it be great if I could access my textbooks on my mobile devices? And I'm wondering, would it be more for reference, like quick reference, or would it be something that would possibly be the primary way that you would access your textbook content?
A little bit of both. I've noticed a lot of times when you guys put things on e-text, you guys are more likely to add links to more sources for us. So it's a great reference, but say I'm stuck in traffic and I need to do something. Well, there it is. I can start reading the chapter that I need to, or
while you're driving.
She's stuck in traffic. She's not driving in traffic.
And it was an eternity. It was a full 2 minutes when she was stuck.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. And if you'd like free accounts with a free e-textbook to get you through the semester, come see me. I'd be happy to let you have one.
Where do you find her is the question.
Exactly.
I knew the face.
Hi, my name is Lucia Galvan. I'm a professor at Monterrey Tech in Mexico. I just want to make a point. I have 100% of my students on Facebook and Twitter and BlackBerry Messenger. And because I'm academic advisor and professor, and I'm never in my office. So I do sign up people for classes over BlackBerry Messenger, and I grade stuff on Facebook, and I get in touch with them on Twitter, and I know what they're thinking on what's going on, and then I integrate that into class the next day, because they are posting and I'm posting, and then we can discuss and build on that. And it has proven to be a wonderful experience, though when I say post it on Blackboard, that's where the problem comes in, because then you kids or my kids don't want to go to the official grading platform so we can submit things, and then they start trying to send me stuff on Facebook text inbox instead of Word or PDF paper. But I'm doing it if that's of any consolation for you.
That's great. And one of the things that we've noticed as well is that we're kind of returning back to practices that generally are kind of multicultural in nature. So extended families, right? Kids going to school and then coming back home. We're talking about sort of this extension of, there are no walls for this generation. There's no sort of tidy little boxes of, well, but they're that generation, and so I don't want to interact with them. They're very much open, and they totally get confused every time they meet up with the barbed wire that we all place in society to prevent these things from interacting, the digital to the analog, the professor to the student. For them, it's all free-range roaming, and they get really confused when something stops them from doing something. It's like, listen, I live in Facebook, I breathe Facebook, I got to go to something else called Blackboard. All right, I got another account and another username and another password to remember. Let me just write that down somewhere so I'll never forget it. And this kind of notion of a free, unhindered, wall-less environment is kind of what you want to be thinking about as you're building technologies for this generation.
Hi, I'm Cordy Rodriguez. I'm with Global Educational Technologies, Inc. And I have a question for you. You're going to be the generation that's going into the public workplace, and you're going to get married and you're going to have children. What do you expect, or what will you put into place for your kids? What is your vision for them? Because you said you have a girlfriend and she's ahead of you and she's expecting certain things. What do you think your kids are going to expect when they become technology babies?
Great question. Great answers, too.
Well, if we expect things now, they're definitely going to expect it 2 seconds ago. So, that's definitely something to keep in mind.
I'd say easy transferability. Being able to take one bit of information and see it anywhere, whether it be on Facebook, on your phone, on your e-reader, on your television. Just being able to take one file or one bit of information and throw it around to your different devices to peruse and see at your leisure, I think would be pretty good. I mean, it's working well now, but like I said, we have to jump the hurdles to convert things and, you know, resume and, you know, do all of those shady things like finding our textbooks online, you know, for free. But if we could move one bit of information from different devices, it'd be pretty good. And again, more integration of the internet, I think, like in schools, like the internet, like has, you know, priceless information on that, and teaching people how to Google and how to research and just.
Are you going to worry about protecting your children, insulating them?
Insulating them, protecting them, let's see. I mean, there'll be software. I mean, there is software for that now. I mean, to keep the younger age students away from it. But then again, you know, some things are inevitable and you have to see and learn and grow from it and avoid those things. I mean, there'll be the anti-spam, you know, in the future to kind of keep those things out. You know, the evils of pop-ups. So I don't think it'll be a big deal. It wasn't for me, at least.
Just as a quick sideline, you know, protect them from what? They'd like to be protected from advertisers and marketing. And the generation that's looking to do all the protecting, if you study the historical sort of pendulum swinging back and forth, the next generation to follow these began being born in 2005. They're tentatively being called the Homeland generation. They'll be much like the silent generation. Some heavy stuff just went down, and everybody's really concerned about protecting them. From what? Is sort of up to the psyche and consciousness and fears of our current society. But for them, they will fall into this world where the whole world seems to be worried about them all the time, protecting them, making sure that no harm ever comes to them. And I always recommend to people who produce products, you know, woe be to you if you ever harm a child. In this current environment, I mean, Generation X, you could dump a couple of those off a cliff and nobody'd be the wiser. This, with Amber laws and Ashley and Megan laws, and there are enough laws to protect children that are on the books and that are going to come onto the books, that just be very careful. You know, if your laptop explodes in the lap of someone, hope that it's a Generation X or a boomer.
I just wanted to add really quick to that. I think about that a lot as a sociologist. That's what we get asked a lot. Well, what about the future? One thing that I've noticed is that I think that younger people tend to expect for information to be pushed to them rather than them having to go to some discrete location to get it. So such as Web Campus, what we use at UNLV, one of the most annoying things I hear from students I experience myself is having to go in between courses to see when assignments are due, to see when tests are. It feels like it takes ages to do all that rather than, you know, something, I imagine that in the future we'll have something like Twitter and it'll come up and it'll say, well, you know, Psychology 101 exam 2 is tomorrow, rather than you having to look that information up yourself. It's pushed to you.
This is our last question.
There's a lot of talk of your generation wanting everything digital free. Go out and get it free because, I mean, you don't want to have to pay for it, like textbooks and that. Question is are you that way, or is it because they make it hard for you to get it easily and cheaply?
Everything's expensive. We all know that.
No, I think that's a very good point. I guess with myself, I won't admit to pirating in case there are any like FBI agents or anything. But I will say, like, one thing that influences whether or not I will spend money on something or seek alternative avenues is how easily I can get it. You know, if I feel it's a fair price, if I feel like the creator of the art of the media is getting their fair share, or if it's just all advertising, and if it's like DRM free, like if I feel like, well, if iTunes crashes and I choose to go with something other than an iPod, can I transfer it? Like stuff like that.
All right.
And with that, we want to thank the panel and thank the audience for asking the panel. We want to remind you that the best swag is a job offer, right? All right, at this point, we're going to take a slight transition. We go on to the next one, which is the high-tech backpack. Thank you, folks. Thanks very much.